welcome. I am Dr. Bella Jade Michaels, and today we are going to rediscover the power of our Kundalini through this sacred sensual dance. Okay, let's get started. I have a mat right behind me. We're going to start out stretching on the floor. All right, so come into a seated, comfortable position. I'm going to turn to my side, and I have my feet not completely crossed under. I have one in front of the other, so you can see. Okay. If this hurts too much, go ahead and tuck those ankles in. If it still feels uncomfortable, go ahead and put something underneath you, and that should help. But we want to ultimately start to open up these spaces here. Okay. Lifting high, raise the arms, take a breath in. And then exhale, let the arms float down. And now walk the hands out. Keep the sit bones down. And stretch and reach just as much as you can. Again, you want to keep the buttocks down. And if you feel like you can get those elbows down on the ground, that's fine. If not, stay higher. And let's take a few breaths right here and breathe. Here we go. Now this is not a full warm-up, so if you guys do want a full warm-up or a full stretch for dance, I will go ahead and make a video for that, so you just have a good 15 minutes, solid 15 minutes to really open the body, okay? Walk up. Great, now we're going to extend the leg in the front and make sure you're lifted high. Flex that foot. This is my left leg forward, but we're doing both of them, so it's fine whichever one you start with. Keep the back as straight as you can. Now walk yourself out. Again, you can take your hands onto the side here. And then pull yourself forward. There we go. And always breathe. Your muscles need lots of oxygen to grow. Go a little further if you can. Again, there's no competition here. Do what you can. And then walk up. And we're going to do the other leg. Stretch that leg out. Come up on your sit bones. Lifting high. Walk yourself down. Good. Pull on the mat. See if we can go a little deeper. Get those elbows on the ground. You can reach to grab your foot or around your heel or your ankle. You can try that, but again, it's just fine if you're up here. We all start somewhere, and our bodies are all a little different, so no judging. Do not be judging yourself, okay? Now, take a breath, and on that exhale, I just want you to fall forward and just touch. There you go. Come back up. Wonderful. Now we're going to stretch out that IT band, so your foot's still on the inside. You're going to take this hand and reach for the pinky toe side of this foot. And shoot it out, okay? The other hand is strong next to you. You should feel it on that outer side of the hip there, okay? Straight into a spinal stretch. So take that foot to the outside of the knee and reach around and hug that knee into the chest. Now that might be as much of a stretch as you want for this hip. If that's your limit, totally fine. Hug it in. Like if you're doing this right, and you're really hugging that knee in, you're gonna feel it already. So give yourself at least a couple of breaths just in this posture before you go any further. Now this time you're going to breathe in, and on the exhale you're going to cave that lower belly up and in and rotate on the exhale, okay? So inhale, exhale, twist. Now that arm comes to the outside of the knee, and you're going to wriggle it around till it feels comfortable. You can hold on to the hip. I like to just place my hand right on that hip. Try to be as straight as you can and look over your shoulder. And you want to bring that knee in toward the body, okay? breath in. Exhale out. Big breath in. Exhale out and release. Okay, let's do the other side. Now that's what's going to come into the inside. And we're going to reach with this, my opposite hand to the pinky toe side of the straight foot. And I'm stretching it across the body. So you can see here, this is where we want to feel it. I'm going to try to straighten ourselves as much as we can. You can bend your knee. I'd rather you bend your knee and keep a straight back than to go like this. Okay, that's really going to hurt you. Okay, so stretch it out. Take your time. Breathe. And remember to just be patient. And don't judge yourself. Everybody has got a different body type, you know. I've had 5 children, things do change. Okay, go ahead and I'm going to kind of turn towards you here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put my foot on the outside of that knee, okay? Now hug it in, real tight. Wrap that arm around there and grab it in. Feel like a royal queen. Remember, we're going to take one more breath here before we hollow out and then turn to look over our shoulder. But if at any time it's too much, come right back to this posture, okay? Here we go. Take a breath in. Exhale. Curl and twist. Wriggle and take that arm on the back and pull that knee in. You should feel it right down in here in the hip. Really well. Keep the pressure out of the back. You should not have any lower back pressure with this. Just right here in the hip in that glute area. Again, breathe. And by the way, these postures are massaging our liver and our spleen, our digestive system. So we've got tremendous healing powers. One more breath. Wonderful. And release. Now let's face each other. Now, like I said, this is not a full warm-up, okay? So if you want to do a little bit more in the beginning, you can do that. So we're just going to slide our chest side to side very gently. This is just a gentle opening, okay? Because even though we're working on our root chakra today, we want to take all of that energy and let it come up the body so that we're fully balanced. Now, the thing with chakras, as I'm sliding side to side, is that the energy doesn't just move upward. You have a stream, a current that comes down and then rolls back up. So you're literally going from heaven right to earth and back again, up and down. And so we want to keep those spaces balanced in our body by doing lower and then drawing it up with the upper part. Just an opening. Good. Now I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit more. This is what I call a very simple or a very delicate half lotus. And that's where you put your foot right into the crook of the other one. So if you're super tight, try this one out, okay? And notice it anchors you just a little bit more. So slide, my hands are on the knees. Slide. Remember, it's like somebody pushing or pulling. Use whichever visualization works best. Let's do one more each side. And then we're going to stretch it forward. Open your chest and breathe in. Exhale, draw back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Now we are going to activate that Kundalini. By the way, your Kundalini is going 24/7. Don't ever think that it's not moving or not activated. It's moving throughout your nadis, your chakras, all day long. And what we're going to do is we're not trying to get a massive activation where it just goes and shoots up, because those can be very intense for a lot of people. But we're giving her a nice, settled, rhythmic,
stimulation, kind of like the beating of a drum. It's very feminine, feels very good to do it. Now your Kundalini is right down in your sex organ, so we're going to do what we call a Kundalini butt bounce, okay? So I'm going to cross my legs. If that feels comfortable for you, go for it. Take your hands to the side. We're going to lift our butt off the floor and let it drop back down just a couple times. It looks like this. Drop, 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 drop. Now breathe. You should start to feel something right about now. Keep it going. Few more. Fantastic. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now pause. Wow. Did you feel that? That was a charge. Okay, let's move our yoga mat, and I'm going to show you how to put on a hip scarf. Now, lots of people would ask me in my class, how do we really put these on? Because when you're brand new at dancing, if you don't put it on right or you shake a little bit, they fall right down to your ankles. Okay, so you're going to take the top of the hip scarf, okay? Wrap it around your body. Here's your hip bone, okay? You want it to be flush with your hip bones, okay? It's going to drop a little bit as it settles in, but as you're dancing and becoming more aware of your posture and how to do that, these hip scarves will sit very well. So go ahead and grab a hold of them, like look like 2 rabbit ears, that's how I was taught. Okay, and you're going to loop this one from the bottom to the top, so you have a straight line. See that? Straight line. Now, really pull on it, okay? You want it a little snug, because as you move, it's going to drop a little. Okay, and then you flip the other one through. And you can make a bow. I've seen that too. Now go ahead and just put it where you want it. Okay? There we go. Now it's going to sit. Let's start with some hip slides. So you can see that the basis of this dance actually doesn't start in the body so much as it starts with the position of your feet. If your feet are too wide, your hips are doing something. If your feet are too narrow, you'll lose your balance. So let's start with our feet inside our shoulders. Our arms are out. I have soft elbows. Make sure your fingers look elegant. And slide the hip. We're just stretching, so there's a slight bend in the opposite knee. Breathe. Never hold your breath, because now what we're doing, even though these hip slides look very simple, my body's already getting a cue of what's coming, which are very powerful circular opening motions that really, they'll start to unblock you. And what I find is after women take dance, especially this kind of dance, I find that they leave the space feeling a sense of ecstasy. And that's very remarkable considering that we're just moving our body in these certain ways, but there's currents, circulations, and figure eights, and all of those are powerful. They're ancient, and they're very, you're just gonna have to find the feeling yourself. It's amazing. Okay, walk your feet in just a little bit. Now let's see if we can do this. Take a step and slide your hip. Take a step and slide your hip. Slide. And let's go back. Slide the hip, step. Slide the hip, step. 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 Keep it smooth and sensual. And slide. And slide. Good. Now let's just take that same sliding motion. Let's do it right up here. Remember we were sitting and doing this. Let's put our hands here. And now slide the chest. Keep the knees soft. Slide the chest. Slide. And you're using your oblique muscles, which run alongside the abs here, to really do that. rocking the hips forward and back, 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 forward and back. All right, let's start our big hip circle. So take your feet inside the shoulders, and we're going to start sliding the hip. Take it back, hold your chest up. Here's what I want you to imagine, that you're wearing this beautiful costume. And generally with the costumes, if you lean over too far, you're showing too much. Okay, so always coming from a space of integrity and elegance. Leave the chest up, circle, and now pull in. And out, let's sweep the arms with that. 2. Go again. 3. And again. 4. Here we go. Churning that energy. Let's do 4 more. And 4. 3. 2. Last one. All the way around to the front. Pause and reverse. Slide. Back chest is lifted, slide and front. This time we're going to change it. Come to the bottom and out. And sweep. And offer. There we go. And 2, gathering the energy of love. 3. And 4. 4 more. Here we go. And 4. 3, 2, last one here. Round and hold it. Let's take the feet a little closer this time. Okay, so not totally close, but now they're more inside the hips. Slide from this position. Now feel the difference. It's a little bit deeper. Keep the chest lifted. Arms are out. Slide. Good. Now get ready to do a medium hip circle, and the side back knees are much more bent this time. Around. 2. Really churn that energy. 3. 4. Let's do 4 more. Here we go. 4. 3. 2. And 1. In reverse. Side. Back. Side. Front. 2. Knees bent. 3. Round. 4. 4 more. Here we go. 4. 3. Breathe. 2. Last one. You should start to already feel a heat rising through the body. Last one, relax your hands and your arms. Reach behind you and stretch them out. Stretch them out. And it's okay if you just are down here. That is totally fine. And you don't need to be up too high to feel it, okay? Just gonna stretch that out a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can take those hip circles we just learned and travel. So here's what I want you to know. We're gonna just simply walk, 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 back, 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 okay? Get the hip circle going. We'll start with this side here. Circle. 2. Okay, other side. Circle 2 times, or I think we did 4. And 2. And 3. And 4. And step together. Step together. Step together. Step back and 1. Together. 2. Together. 3. Together and 4. Together. Arms up and 1. Together. 2. Together. 3. Cross over your head and 4. Step back. 1. Together. 2. Together. 3. Together. 4. Together. Arms up. Other side and 1. 2. Cross. 3. 4 and back and 1. Together. 2. Together. 3 and 4. Wonderful. Now we're going to do a small hip circle. So I'm going to stand a little closer. You can see what I'm doing. Instead of it going this way, I'm going to flip the circle upside down. So now it goes this way. So I'll take the hip in, tuck under, hip in, relax. Knees are very bent. Hip, abs, hip, release. Hip, abs, hip, release. One more slow. Hip, abdominals, hip, release. Let's try to smooth that out. Hip, abs, hip, release. Hip, abs, hip, release. Hip, abs, hip, release. Hip, abs, hip, release. Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Let's go to the other side. Hip, abdominals, hip, release. Hip, abs tuck under, hip, release down. Hip, abs, hip, release, and hip, abs, hip, release. Smooth and slow. 1. Oh, sometimes slower, so much more intense. 2. 3. And 4. Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Wonderful. Let's take these beginning movements that we've done. Let's start with the medium hip circle. We did forward and back. Now let's try side to side. So it's going to be step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch. Okay, we're going to do that with a circle, and it'll look like this. Let's go ahead and let's do an Aladdin arm here. So you're going to step and circle and around. Step and circle and around. Let's do 2 more. Step and circle and around. Step and circle and around. That arm comes up, the other one comes straight to the midline. And step and circle around. 2, 3, and 4. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go forward and back and then side to side. Here we go. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Going back and 1, 2, 3, 4. This side and 1, 2, 4. Keep that same position in the circle, but you're going the opposite direction. 5. There we go. And now let's go the other way. Here we go. Circling. 1. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 1, 2, and this way. Here we go. 2, 3, and 4. Arm. Yes. Have we got it? Fantastic. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. This side of the hip, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. To the side. To the other side. Same motion with the hip. Arms come down to basic first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And shake out your arms. Step forward in front of your feet. Stretch out your calf in the back. Bring it in, other side. Wonderful. Now let's try those ummies. Let's try a big circle and a little circle. We step out. So big circle. We step out. 1, 2. We step in. The other side. Big circle. Step in. 1, 2. Big circle. 1, 2. Big circle. Step in. 1, 2. Big circle. 1, 2. Other side. Big circle. Followed by 2 ummies. 1, 2. Do one more round here. And side. Perfect. Now let's go right into bringing that energy right up to the body. You can come into 1.5 if you like. That's 1 foot, and you see both hips. Chest is forward. Now we're going to do a snake arm from this position. If this feels unbalanced to you, come right back to basic posture 1 with both feet on the ground. Okay? This one is a little more of an advanced. So this is keep the shoulder down. Elbow, wrist, fingers. 3. And 4. We'll go for a total of 8 on the side. Articulate each motion with all the way down to the fingers. Okay? And we have 2 more on this arm, and then we're going to switch to 1.5 on the other side and proceed with the other arm. And this is the last one. And step forward, 1.5, and begin. Elbow, wrist, fingers. Keep the shoulder blade down. 2, 3. Let it fill your whole body. 4. Down, getting graceful. We'll do 4 more. Here we are. 4. Reach all the way out to the fingers. 3. 2. And last one here. Let's get both feet together now. And we're going to go opposite arm. Opposite arm. These are big Egyptian snake arms. So you can make them as large as you want, as long as it doesn't hurt your shoulders. If it does, then you take it down a little bit more like this. big ones right now. Big. Now let's walk with it. Smaller, so this is the medium. And by the way, you'll notice that the smaller they get, the more tension it's like you put weights on your arms. Now let's try to walk with this one. Elbow, wrist, fingers, elbow, wrist, fingers. Walk. Let it flow out the fingertips like water. Beautiful. We're gonna now keep those arms going. Let's make them a little bigger. We're gonna learn a grapevine step. So first, cross forward, step, back, with the back foot. Step, back, step, back, step, back, step. Now open, step, and open. Let's see if we can lift that even a little bit more. And a stretch. Coming in, stretch up. Coming in, stretch up. Coming in, stretch up. In, stretch up. And now I think we'll add it with the step. So let's do the step, top, top, top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Shake out the arms. Now we're going to come into our last bit here. These are the Egyptian 8s. So your figure 8, remember those figure 8s I was telling you about that are really healing? We're going to do a couple of those. We've already circulated our chi and moved those meridians and locked a lot of stuff. Now we're going to really sink some stuff in. So here's how this goes. Feet are inside the shoulders. Rotate your hip to a corner here. Now draw a circle with the hip to the back diagonal of the wall. Notice your hip now is in position. If you push right here, you're right in position for this area. Push it back to the diagonal. Your hip is ready. Push forward, back, push forward, and back, and forward, and back. Now these are big and juicy, so keep your knees very soft, and your chest lifted. Keep rotating. They're so healing for the body. Now let's try to straighten the legs a little bit more and put those more into our obliques. Remember, those come right about here. Now walk back. I'm going to walk back and show you what's going on with my feet in case you wonder. Okay. So we're going to travel with this. We're going to step forward, hip comes back. Step forward, hip comes back. Notice that you always want to let your feet pivot, okay? That saves your knees. You don't see any dancer locking their feet. So watch them going to pivot, 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 okay? Let your feet move. This dance is typically done in bare feet so we can stay connected to our roots. Let's add some arms flowing do Turkish. So you have your markers, angle to angle, angle to angle. Instead of going front to back, we're going to start from back to front. So bend your knees, twist your hip, and push it out to the front. This hip's ready. Push it back to the front, back to front, back to front. Chest stays lifted. And sweep along the face if you like. Use any arm combination if you're feeling incredibly creative. Let's try to walk with this one. Step back. All right. Walk. Remember, rotate those feet. Keep them up and lifted. Back to front. Try this side. Here we go. Egyptian. Front to back, step side, and the other follows. Step side, catch up. 3, 4, other side. 1, catch up. 2, 3, 4, other side. 2, 3, 4, step, other side, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do the Turkish one. That's back to the front, and catch up. There we go. Back to front. 2, 3, 4, other side. 1, 2, 3. Let's try one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Other side, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a breath. Shake it out. Wonderful. Let's step back. This is a goddess stretch. Reach out. Stretch the whole front of your body. Reach up. Pull through the top. Reach back for your foot. Stretch up. And then reach that leg forward. We're going to come back. This is a hamstring stretch. So lean forward. I like to lift my toes up, so I'm going to come back just a little bit so you can see I'm lifting my toes up. My hips are coming back. Pulling back. Keep that leg straight. Okay, good. All right. Other side. Goddess stretch. Oh, I love this stretch. It feels so amazing. Great. Step back in. Pull up from the center. Reach around for the foot. Try not to fall. Woo! And you want to keep those knees closed so you don't want to cock it out. Okay? Keep it closed. And that foot comes in again. Lift the feet up. Reach back as somebody's pulling you back here this way. Great job, everybody. Step forward, take a breath in. Exhale. You have just completed. You have just completed your Power Kundalini Sacred Sensual Dance. I will see you guys next time.